Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi and today we're doing another pick a card. Today's pick a card is messages from the universe. I felt like we could all do with a little bit of guidance right now, and I just wanted to see what messages came through without having like a focal point, which is why I wanted to do a guidance reading today. Before I get in, I do want to say thank you guys so much for the happy birthday messages. I haven't gone through them yet. It's still Saturday when I'm filming this, but I plan to this evening, and from what I've seen so far, like, you guys are just like really sweet, and I just want to say like how grateful I am for you all and like the love that you show me, and I want you to know that like I do super appreciate it. The amount of times like I will literally screenshot comments and go back to them whenever I'm feeling low. Like, you make me feel like, okay, this is why you're doing it, this is why you're doing it, you know what I mean? So I'm just super grateful to have all of you, and I wanted to share that. So yeah, I wanted to get that out, so thank you guys so much. So yeah, let's get into the reading. We have 3 crystals for you to choose from. Pile number 1 is the pink moss agate. My voice went high then. Pink moss agate. Pile number 2, we have the green aventurine point. And pile number 3, we have the amber crystal. So see which crystal you are drawn to. The timestamps are going to be in the description box as usual, and I will see you guys at your timestamp. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what messages the universe has for you right now. You guys chose the pink moss agate. I've placed that up in the corner. We're going to start with tarot, and then we're going to move into the oracle cards. Now straight away, before I open up to your reading, I'm actually being shown the star card in tarot, and I keep hearing rebirth, and I keep being shown like a lot of doorways and pathways opening up, but it may not seem like it while I'm saying it to you right now. It's almost like that they're referencing the seed being planted in the soil, and although you can't see the, you know, the stems and the leaves growing at the top, it's still happening. You just can't see it yet under the soil. So there's a reference that things in your life may feel like they're at a stop. Things in your life may have slowed down. Things may be happening very slowly. You may feel very empty, or just very like, well, what now? Because I'm hearing the Rihanna song "What Now" coming through. I'm being shown the music video for that, which was a bit of a dark video, so we won't go into that, but the lyrics for it, that's what's coming through more so than anything. And yeah, I'm hearing that in the sense of I don't know what's next. I don't know what's next. But I'm being told to reassure you that there are a lot of pathways being created right now. That's something that I want to say straight away. So let's get in. Messages from the universe, please, Spirit Guide. The pink moss agate pile. Messages from the universe. I'm being shown someone. We have the 10 of Swords. I'm being shown someone, like, you know, when you're at the start of the race and you're getting ready, and it's like before the countdown, and everyone's like, you've got people jumping up and down, getting ready for it. You've got someone like, you know, drinking their water, like ready to go on this race. You've got people like tightening their shoelaces to make sure that they don't trip up, like preparing. There's like something about that like coming through in regards to your energy and where you're at right now. It's almost like you're waiting for the 3, 2, 1 go to let go. There is a feeling like that coming through pile 1 that you may be feeling. Yeah, I just almost feel like you feel everything's come to a halt. Pile number 1, messages from the universe, guidance from the universe for my pile 1s, please, Spirit Guides. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Messages from, we have the 9 of Cups as well. Love that. Okay, and what do we have at the back of the deck? The back of the deck, we have the 8 of Wands. So again, a really strong indicator that there are a lot of shifts in the wind, even though you may not see them, or they may not have manifested in your physical reality yet. Because the fact that we have the 10 of Swords here, now I know the 10 of Swords is like an energy of defeat, but as well as the 10 of Swords, I always look at it like a rebirth. I always look at it like we're killing parts of ourselves to transmute into the new. We can't welcome in the new if we don't sacrifice the past. And that isn't even something that I feel like you guys need to hear, because I feel like you've already been doing it. I feel like, especially in regards to your heart chakra and the fact that we have the pink Mossa gate here, which really correlates to like childhood wounds and, you know, wounding and how do I explain it, like emotional baggage that is connected to the subconscious side of our heart chakra and our childhood wounds and everything that we don't realize is affecting our current reality. You chose that crystal. And I feel like in regards to your heart chakra, because it's your heart chakra coming through really strongly, I feel like there has been a really big purge. And I feel like you guys may have been trying to like manifest for some time, bring in maybe financial abundance. It could have been love. And you were always being met with the same brick wall. And it wasn't that you were necessarily doing anything wrong. It was just that there was wiring in your subconscious energy that was allowing the same reality to keep manifesting for you. And at one point, I feel like you almost just kind of took the swords into your own hand and transmuted yourself. Like I feel like you went into your heart chakra, moved everything around, and I feel like it was very painful for you. I feel like there was a lot of release. But where you're at now, especially with this Knight of Pentacles, it's like, okay, I completely have a new outlook and a new mindset of what life is going to be for me. I now have a completely new outlook of what I want for career. I have a new outlook of how I want to apply myself to my work, apply myself to life. But now it almost feels like a blank canvas. Like you've just got this blank canvas, and you may almost feel like there's writer's block. Like I don't even know what to write. I don't even know what to paint. I don't even know what I like anymore. And I'm being told right now, I'm being shown the Hangman in my mind's eye. I'm being told right now meditation is going to be the biggest tool for you right now, and sitting in silence and just allowing anything to come to you. I'm almost being told that some of you guys may have been blocking out maybe boredom, or maybe the worry of what's next, by maybe being on your phone a lot and being told taking in a lot of information and like social media and things like that. And I'm being told for you to center yourself and just be in a state of receiving and just allow whatever comes through to come through. Because I almost feel over the next couple of weeks, the universe, your spirit guides are almost going to be downloading little breadcrumbs, which is going to be leading you to a lot of fulfillment in regards to career, and I'm also being told social life. Like there's going to be a lot of chance meetings. You know, I was saying there's crossroads and pathways being built. I'm being told that there's going to be a lot of chance meetings over the next couple of weeks. However, it's going to be very slow, because you're almost being called to be very present, be very in the moment, be very aware of your surroundings, take things in very slowly, see how it feels for you. Because I'm almost being told in the past, you may have felt like you were always on autopilot and life was just happening to you. So a lot of your reactions in conversations, a lot of your reactions to life were very emotionally led, you know. So it may be you'd act out of your emotions, or you'd kind of get taken out of your energy really, really quickly, and you didn't understand why. And I'm being told that that was because in the past you weren't taught, or you didn't know how to live fully in the moment. Whereas that's something you're learning, stepping into this new paradigm, so you can implement these changes in your life properly. And when new people come in, you can really read them and see if you want them in your life. But to do that, you have to be present. To do that, you have to be in the energy of receiving, and you have to really slow yourself down and read situations. And I feel like that's a lesson the universe is teaching you right now, as these new job opportunities come in, these new career pathways come in, these new friendships come in, relationships come in. That's what's happening. So right now things are filtering in very slowly, and you may be like, okay, I'm bored, you know, can I at least have like a friend? Can I at least be doing something? Can I at least have an idea of where I'm going with my career? But I'm being told that emotional fulfillment like this Nine of Cups, that's where you're headed. I feel like that's your intent in your conscious reality, and now your subconscious reality, as well as your higher self knowing, okay, this is what I want, emotional fulfillment. So to do that, the universe is always moving you at a bit of a slower pace, so you can really honor and feel these blessings when they're coming in, feel that gratitude, which is going to have you in that energy of receiving more gratitude and more blessings coming in. It's almost like you're more, how do I explain this? It's like before you were like, let's say, 20% in your physical body, while everything else was more so autopilot and reactions. Whereas now you're like 50%, like your higher self is like in your physical body. You're experiencing life in a very human way now, as you're moving towards these lessons. So the universe is allowing I just keep seeing you guys moving really, really slowly towards these blessings, so you can really take it all in and really see where you're at. Because I always say, when we're bringing new in and there is that gap where there's like a void, or we kind of feel a little bit bored, it's a time to like tie up loose ends or really get things in order. So finances in order. How are your finances looking right now? How can you change or implement that? You know, your home right now, is it in order? Do you want to maybe focus on that? Anything like that, where you can really put it into order and make way. I feel like the universe is giving you a bit of a leeway right now, a little bit of like, let's just say, room for you to really experiment and get things in order for when these things come in. And I feel like they're going to come in one by one. I don't feel like it's going to be this massive windfall. I feel like you're slowly moving into a lot of your, I'm being told, manifestations. So things you've already asked for. Could be romance, it could be your career expanding, or it could be genuine like emotional fulfillment. But I'm being told it's happening slowly for you guys. As well, the universe is like, the past couple of months, maybe years, where this Ten of Swords was happening, where I feel like you were being pulled in all different directions, the universe is almost waiting for the tide to kind of like settle before you take that boat out. I feel like everything in your life is starting to like balance out in your life, and I feel like that's where the universe is allowing everything to move slow. And when I say the universe is having things move slow, I don't mean like the universe is holding off on blessings until you're ready, because the universe doesn't hold anything. I think it's more a conscious effort of your higher self, making room and making way, and then the universe is almost like responding to that. I feel like it's all designed that way as per your higher self. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Guidance for my pile number 1s right now. Guidance for my pile number 1. So we have the 6 of Swords. Pull one more for you guys. Pile number 1, please, spirit guides. Pile number 1. I just keep wanting to almost confirm to you, there are shifts happening that you're not seeing yet. There are shifts happening that you are not seeing yet. Oh, and we have the 8 of Swords as well. Self-entrapment. We have that as well. Okay, on the back of the deck we have Serenity and Healing, 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups. It's almost like, I think sometimes you guys don't realize the amount of weight that you've released, the amount of weight that you've shifted, the amount of, it's almost like, because you're kind of a pro at it, let's say, I feel like you don't realize how much work you've really done on yourself. I think that you're one of those people, like when you climb to the top of a mountain, it's like, where's the next mountain to climb? It's like you'll never sit and look at the views. It's almost like, I've got to keep going, I've got to keep going. And the universe is almost like wanting you to bask in where you're currently at, because there's almost this feeling of like, look around you, you're exactly where you wanted to be like a year ago, or you're exactly where you wanted to be 2 years ago. Bask in this before you bring in the new, like bask in that. There is a strong reference of that. I feel like maybe your brain may still be a little wired, because the brain's the last thing to like learn. Your brain may still be a little bit wired, like we've got to keep going, we've got to keep moving, we've got to keep, I'm hearing Dory from Nemo, just keep swimming. Like there's a feeling of that, like I've got to keep going, something's not right, why is everything still? And I feel like it's because your mind's been on go 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 the last couple of months to years with this transformational period. Do I need to heal more? Do I need to release more? What am I doing? And I feel like there's almost just fragments in your energy that are almost being cleared out. And Spirit's like, bask where you're at right now, chill, you know what I mean? If nothing's here, it's like, that's actually, look at that as like a fun moment, you know what I mean? Like be in that energy of receiving, chill out. I'm hearing that song, if you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain, I don't know why, and then I'm being shown someone like sipping on a cocktail, like enjoy yourself, you know what I mean? Do things that like pamper yourself, do things that make your soul feel alive, tap into your inner child, watch movies that you know connect you to your inner child, go out in nature, whatever it is that soothes yourself right now. There's almost an element of exploring that side of yourself right now. What soothes you? Reconnect into your inner child before you move forward, so that all those pieces of yourself are intact moving forward, so you feel more whole. You may even still be feeling a little bit in defeat. You may still have your sword in your hand ready to fight, and the universe is like, it's cool, it's over now, it's time to chill. So there's a reference right now of almost soothing yourself, connecting to your inner child, and just allowing yourself to kind of go with the flow right now after quite some time, and being shown a big chunk of time where you almost had to keep rolling with the punches and going and going and going. It's like, it's peacetime. It's time to just, you know that song, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life, and I'm feeling good. Like, that song is coming through. It's time for peace. It's time for I feel like you're in a closure period as well, where you may be thinking of exes, people from your past, and not in a way of I want you back, but you may be having aha moments. It's almost like I've got presents in front of me, which is my soul connections to family members, friendships, relationships, and they're all in front of me, and I'm just tying them with a bow. It's like, that chapter's over, let me put a bow on it. And while you're doing that, you're realizing things about it that you didn't see before, lessons that you didn't realize before, aha moments, and you're having this larger perspective of it. So there's something about that right now. So if you are thinking towards your exes, I feel like you're very aware, and even ex-friends, I feel like you're very aware that you don't want them back, and that chapter is over. But don't like bully yourself if these thoughts are coming up, because it's almost like you're looking at it from a higher perspective, which a lot of you guys may be feeling an energy of forgiveness soon, being able to forgive these energies. And I think that's going to create a very big expansion and homecoming in your heart chakra if it hasn't already, which is going to lead you then to more emotional fulfillment. So even with these little things like fragments from your past, I feel like they're still a lesson of you seeing it from a high perspective and finally being able to bow out and be like, oh wow, that chapter's over. So I see you guys doing that as well with the Six of Swords and the Eight of Swords. It's like you're untrapping yourself, if that makes sense. You're finally seeing how much you've grown, and Spirit's asking you to rejoice in that. There's a lot. This is a very happy moment. This is a very, I feel like your spirit guides are almost giving me this feeling of like, you made it, fulfillment, homecoming, you know, you're here, like, look up, you're here, like, there's a feeling of that, like, look up, you made it, you're home, like, there's a feeling of that coming through from your spirit guides, that they almost want you to bask in, you know, instead of like, where's my new stuff, where's my new stuff, it's like, look what you just did, you know what I mean, look what you just did, look at the garden you just created, don't worry about, you know, what are the flowers you can buy, look at everything right now, smell the flowers, enjoy it, you know what I mean, look at the beauty of it. There's a strong reference of that, and don't worry about what's to come in, because you being in the energy of receiving, you're going to be getting a lot of downloads of where to head next. You're going to be getting a lot of like little nudges where you're like being drawn to things that are going to lead you to connections with friendships, new friendships or new relationships. Like, there's a lot. The Eight of Swords at the back of the deck is very much showing that. And behind that, it's worth to add, there was the Ten of Cups behind that too. So I almost feel like you've gone back to childhood and rewired your brain from childhood. It does feel that way with the Ten of Cups being shown there. So pile number 1, please, spirit guides. What message does the universe have for my pile ones? We have release. I feel like you've been in a period of release, a detoxification period. That's what you've been in. I don't know why I just did that for about 20 minutes. I think it's because I like the gold. I think that's as well, because I was like holding it like this for a while. It's almost like Spirit's like, slow. Let's take a minute to like take everything in. You know what I mean? You know when you eat food and you're like taking in all the flavors? It's like, take everything in right now. Take where you're at right now. Like this happiness. Like look where you're at. Look at where you were 3 years ago. Look at now. Like take it in. Take it in how much you've grown. Take it in how much you've been able to release. Take in this new paradigm that you're on. It's like nurturing, self-nurturing. We have the Warrior as well. And I'll pull one more card from this deck and then we'll look at the back of the deck. Pile number 1. Oh my god. We have Manifest. Is that like, I always get like a wonky, there we go. And the back of the deck, we have patience. Look, oh my god, I didn't even realize it when I said it until I looked at the image. We literally have patience at the back of the deck. I didn't realize that. Oh, I love that. Spirit's like, don't worry about anything new, come in, enjoy where you're at right now. Patience. Patience. Okay, release the warrior and manifest. Okay, so this is reminding me of, there's a scene in the Matrix, and I think I referenced it in a pick a card the other day actually. There's a scene in the Matrix where Neo, he asks if he's the one, and the one is basically the person that can like save the day. Basically, he's like fully like connected to like his like higher power or whatever, and he goes to the psychic who literally can't lie, right, to see if he really is the one. And he goes in and he asks, am I the one? And the woman says no, right? But Neo was the one. But the reason she said no in that moment was because he hadn't learned enough to realize that he was the one. So he wasn't the one yet. He hadn't learned yet. And this sword here is reminding me of like sword in the stone. Like you have to be the chosen one to pull that sword out of the stone. And I'm being shown with the release, like you were trying to manifest in, you know, maybe a relationship, you were trying to manifest in happiness, whatever the case is for you, and it wasn't working. You couldn't pull this sword up. It wasn't that it wasn't for you, but you hadn't become the person that was able to bring that in yet. Not that it was being held from you, because the universe doesn't hold anything back, but it was like you had to believe that you were worthy of this financial success. You had to rewire your brain to be able to acknowledge, you know what I mean, new love coming in. You had to learn some things first. The universe needed you to learn something, to whether it was part of your soul plan or whether it was part of the stepping stone to reach your fullest potential. Like I was saying with the Eight of Swords, and there's timelines being woven. Sometimes things happen to us and we think, why is this happening? But if we look at it from a view of like a bird's eye view, we can see why it's happening. You know, we could be stuck in traffic and we don't understand why we're being stuck in traffic, and that can look like a big hindrance, and we'll sit there and we'll be like, why am I stuck in traffic, without realizing that 10 minutes we could have been avoiding something. You know what I mean? Like if we would have been 10 minutes earlier and that traffic wasn't there, we could have walked into a situation that maybe could have harmed us, could have hurt us, but the universe derailed it so that we were able to have a more safe approach to like getting to work or coming home or whatever the case is. And the universe is always working like that, and everything is always a stepping stone. We go through karmic connections not to punish us, but for us to, for it to highlight parts of ourselves where we may be looking outside of ourselves, so that we can finally go into that introspective period of building ourselves back up, so that when we do meet someone, our soulmate, we're able to mirror them because they're a mirrored version of us. We're no longer missing that part and seeking it within them, because we would have learned, thank God for the karmic, to give that need to ourselves. I hope that's making sense. So it's like with this warrior card here, and then we have manifest, it's like you asked the universe, you asked your spirit guides, you asked for an answer to something, you asked for fulfillment to something, and the universe heard you. But at first it had to have you release to be able to come that person to pull that sword out of the rock, to then manifest and bring in what it is that you wanted and what you deserved. And it may have not looked like it while you were going through it, but from a bird's eye view, that's what's been happening. That's a message from spirit right now. And I'm being told that one of your manifestations is already here. I don't know what that is. I'm being shown a dog. I don't know if you have a dog with you, or there's a dog coming through in spirit. There's like a dog with like really floppy ears coming through for whoever needs to hear that. But yeah, I'm being told that there's a manifestation that's already here. I don't know what that would be. It could just be you realizing you're on a new paradigm. It could be that you've become more confident or a better version of yourself, that you're no longer reacting from your subconscious wounds. It could be you seeing clearer. You could be in a career that you'd always wanted. There's something about like a manifestation that's already here. And Spirit's saying, look up. You're where you wanted to be 2 years ago. You're where you wanted to be 3 years ago, 4 years ago, you know. There's something about the number 5 coming through. So 5 months, 5 years. It could be something to do with May. Pile number 1. We have Vega, Lyra. Dance to the rhythm of your spirit. Become one with the universe. See, that's the thing, when people start to consciously wake up or become conscious of their decisions, you almost feel like you go from being a jellyfish, being chucked about by the currents of the water, to a shark, like literally just moving around like a boss, you know? So there's like a feeling of like you graduating from a jellyfish to a shark. Like before, life just happened to you. Now you're becoming more present, so you can really create. With this manifest card here, it's like, you've learned the way of the alchemist. You know how to create and make life shift for you in ways, if that makes sense. So you're going to be more in flow with the universe instead of feeling like you're always flowing against the tide. I hope that's making sense, because you've learned something really valuable that your soul needed to learn. There's something you've learned in this journey that your soul needed to learn, and it's very valuable. It's something that your soul's been wanting to master, and I'm being told you've mastered it in this lifetime. That's something that's come through. Pile number 1, final card, please, spirit guides. We have Nahim. I never know how to say that word. Hunt and purpose. If reaching a goal is your command, your desires. If reaching a goal is your command, your desires, you must learn to master. There we go. I had complete brain fog then. I didn't understand what that meant. Your desires, you must learn to master. Yeah, there's an element. What was I saying about there being an element of mastery over something right now? Because I'm hearing, I want it, I got it. I want it, I got it. I'm hearing that. But I feel like this, I keep being told there's something you've mastered. There's a manifestation that's already in. And there's something that you've just proved to yourself. And you may not see it unless you're actually like looking at how far you've come, but I'm being told there's something you've already proved to yourself. There's something that you set out, like, can I do this? Can I do this? I'm going to take the risk, and you've already proved it to yourself. And the universe keeps wanting to, like, have you, like, look up and be like, oh my God, I did that. I did that before you move forward. So you can really, like, whenever you are faced with adversity moving forward, you can look back and be like, well, I did that, so I can do this. There's something you've done that the universe keeps referencing, like, wow, like, clap, like, well done. Whatever that may be. And I think that this 8 of Wands, it's not only a testimony to the change and the shift that's about to come in, but the change and the shift you've already brought in. As within, so without sort of energy, you know? Very, very beautiful. The back of the deck, we have Atlas. Allow yourself to wonder, because your heart already knows the answers. I feel like the whole time you were listening to your intuition, listening to your heart of where you needed to go. I feel like you were always following that kind of like greater knowing, you know? And Spirit want you to bask in it right now and treat yourself, you know what I mean? Connect to your inner child. It's like a homecoming. It's like, it's almost like I have my shadow self this side, I have my higher self behind me, I have my inner child in front of me, and we're having a fiesta with my spirit guides and everyone I work with. It's that sort of energy. Do you know what I'm being shown the scene of? I don't know if you've ever watched Night of the Museum. I think it was the second Night of the Museum, and at the end, like all the like the, what are they called? What are they called? Like mannequins and the wax figures and the big dinosaur and everything. They all party with like the human beings that were already alive anyway. And they're all like dancing at the end and having this big party in the big museum. And that song, do you remember the, what's the lyrics? Do you remember the night of September? I can't remember the lyrics, and I really like that song because it reminds me of that scene. Do you remember? You know the song is like, you know that song, Me Being Tone Deaf? That song's playing and I'm being shown everyone dancing, and like your spirit guides almost wanted me to like reference that scene to you. Like, this is what it's like in the higher realms right now. Join in. You know what I mean? Grab your shadow self, grab your inner child, grab your higher self and dance in it. You've just like successfully just closed the chapter, you know? Don't worry about what's to come. That'll come. But all right, let's party right now. Let's enjoy ourselves right now. That's a strong message from your spirit guides coming through. You've purged out a lot of pain. yeah, so you can welcome in a lot of new love. I keep hearing the song. I feel like I want to like dance now, but that's literally the message from Spirit. They want you to rejoice in that. So yeah, pile one, that is what I have for you. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading and it did resonate for you. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if it did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I will see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pile 2, welcome to your reading. So you guys chose the green aventurine point. We're going to be taking a look at what guidance and what messages the universe has for you. So I'm going to start with tarot, and then we're going to move on to your oracle cards. So pile number 2, please spirit guides, can you tap me into the collective of my pile number 2s? Tap me into the collective of my pile number 2s. Have you been feeling very connected to the moon recently? You guys may have a lot of strong Cancer in your charts, or be having a lot of like transits happening in your 4th house. I don't know, I just keep being shown like a really strong connection to the moon. And it's not just that, I'm being shown angel number 2222, and then I'm being shown the 3rd eye, and then I'm being shown like your intuitive abilities almost feeling like they're on steroids right now, which can indicate that you're having indicate that you're having an expansion in your 3rd eye right now. Yeah, okay, let me lay the cards and get into it so the other energies can flow. But there's something coming through. I'm being shown as well the High Priestess in tarot. If you guys don't work in the spiritual fields or channel in any sort of way, I feel like over the next couple of years, you may find that you will start to do that, whether it's as a side hobby or you may like really open yourself up to that. You may already do it. So I'm just telling you something you're already doing. So it may expand even further. There's almost like an initiation happening in regards to that. And it's not that these gifts weren't ever there. It's that maybe you guys have been doing shadow work that's allowed a layer of maybe like a little bit of a block. It's like a layer of like how to explain it. We usually, with our spiritual gifts, it's not that we're not awoken to them yet. It's that there's a layer that our ego has over them, a filter our ego has over them to stop them from coming through fully. And when we dissolve that through shadow work, through just growing and seeing things from a higher perspective, that illusion then starts to shatter, and that's when we have these expansions. So it's not that it's going up and down, it's that it's adjusting itself now that this cloak has kind of been taken off it. And I feel like there's something you may have done recently that's allowed you to fully see, to fully see, to see life, to really read people. I feel like you're almost picking up things, friends and family, and it almost feels like hypersensitive right now because there's a huge focus on it. So there's almost this feeling of you picking up things that, like, you know, that person's lying, that person feels some type of way about what I just said, and it's like that wouldn't have happened before. So you may be feeling right now, I'm super paranoid, I'm reading too deep into this, but you're naturally picking up on things that you may not have been susceptible to too strongly before. Maybe you would have those feelings before, but you'd push them down because your ego would be like, well, that's not true, that's just you being paranoid. Whereas now there's a level of that cloak being removed, so you're like, no, I can fully see it, I understand, I can actually see that, I can see how that person's moving. And you may not have even, you know, taken a course in like reading someone's body language or reading somebody's energy like that, but yet you're being able to read body language. And the reason I'm being told that is because you knew how to do that in past lives. You taught yourself how to do it in past lives. So you're remembering now, as it's suggesting. It was a tool that you learned in the physical to help you navigate your experience with your 3rd eye. And it's coming through now in this physical reality. So there's something about that coming through as well. But straight up spreads like High Priestess, High Priestess, High Priestess. And I feel like it's only a matter of time. Either that your crown chakra starts to really open and you're able to channel, or it could be that you've always been a channeler, but you're adjusting with your 3rd eye right now. Either or, you know. That's something that's coming through. So let's get some cards down. Oh, okay. Am I using that? No. Okay, pile number 2. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. Pile number 2. What guidance does the universe have for my pile number 2s? We have the Knight of Swords. What guidance does we have the Magician. And we have Two of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, I keep hearing my spidey senses are on full alert right now. I keep hearing that. We have the Six of Cups at the back of the deck. Put that there until we pull more cards. Okay, Spirit Guides, the Knight of Swords, the Magician, the Two of Pentacles right now. Okay. Okay. So right now, pile number 2, I feel like you guys are going through an awakening, and I want you to know it doesn't feel like one of those awakenings that feel like you're being dragged through a bush backwards and you have no idea or no control over what's going on. It doesn't feel like that. I feel like you're waking up to your own power, your own, how do I explain this? Your own gifts, your own place in the world. It feels like I'm almost being shown you guys looking at, it's like your life missions there in puzzle pieces, and I feel like you're just picking up this wand and you're able to move them into place to really see something deeper than you haven't seen before. And it's to do with career and, again, your place in the world. And I feel like with your third eye being really, really strong right now, I'm being told that it's happening for you guys as well, to really look at your life of where there could be people that may be hindering you in some way, or pulling on your energy, sucking on your light, you know, any way where there could be obstacles or people creating more chaos than there needs to be. I feel like it's almost being highlighted right now for you guys to start making changes in your life. So you may have someone that really oversteps boundaries. You may have someone that is not given their worth in a connection. And I feel like this enlightenment period is almost enlightening those connections with people around you, or maybe a job that isn't paying the best right now or not respecting you the best, for you to start implementing changes, or starting to align yourself with a paradigm, because we have the Magician here. So I'm being told you're a very good alchemist, to be aware of it so you can align yourself with a paradigm where you are getting your own worth back, you know what I mean? Because I feel like you're waking up as well to the fact that your energy is very sacred and your time is sacred, your spiritual gifts are sacred, and I feel like people may try and pull on that to the point that you feel like this Two of Swords, you know, out of, it's like discombobulated. You may also feel like you're rushing around trying to help other people. If you're in the psychic field, maybe giving free readings or giving out more than you're getting back. And even though spiritual work is like a selfless act, we need to make sure that people are respecting the sacredness of our work that we're putting out there. And there's an essence of like things being highlighted around you right now, so you can really see what is really mirroring that sacredness back. Because I feel like there's someone particularly around you, it could be a romantic connection, it could be a situationship, that is not stepping up to the plate the way that they should be. I feel like you almost are carrying a situation with someone. It won't resonate for everyone, but there's someone here that's like carrying a situation with someone, and I'm being shown the Eight of Cups in my mind's eye, like it's time to step away, or it's time to put in stronger boundaries. Because with the Six of Cups at the back of the deck, it's almost like it could be someone that's been in your life for some time, so you're stuck in the comfortable of this person's in my life, been in my life for a really long time, I can't step away from them. Or what if there's no one beyond this ex or this situationship or this partner that I have? And I'm being told that this enlightenment period for you, it's like it's activating your divine feminine. I'm being told, doesn't matter what gender you are, it's activating your divine feminine for you to really see the truth, for you to really start putting boundaries. It doesn't mean you have to cut someone off if you don't want to, but putting in stronger boundaries and not allowing them to pull on your energy in the way that they have been, because you're stepping into a time, pal, too, where you are going to be, you're waking up to your power, you're waking up to your light, you're waking up to who you are, your beauty, everything. This is a period that you're in right now and waking up to. As per this period of waking up, as within so without, people are really going to start seeing you. I feel like you're going to start getting recognition for either your psychic gifts or anything you're doing in regards to career. I feel like you're going to start getting recognition. People are really going to start seeing you and valuing you. And the reason they're going to start doing that is because as within so without, you're going to start seeing you and truly valuing you. Time is money, or my time is sacred. I'm not just going to hand that out to this person and that person if, you know, I'm not getting the same amount back. I'm not going to keep giving, if I'm getting burnt out because nothing's being given back to me, like you're not upholding your weight then in a connection with me. And it's fine if it's now and again you have to hold weight for that person, but when it's all the time and that's all the connection is and there's no respect for your energy, that's when we start falling into this Two of Pentacles energy, where we can feel discombobulated. And I'm being told that you're learning right now. There may be people pushing your buttons right now, but it's as a chance for you to really put your foot down and really say, I don't like this, let's put boundaries in here, you know. And if you are worried about people falling away with you putting these heavy boundaries in, because there's someone you may need to put heavy boundaries in with, I'm being told. If you're worried about them falling away, the only people that, you know, in your close circle that will walk away when you put boundaries in are people that didn't value, you know, your time and energy anyway, and they don't like that they've got to come with that level of respect. That's what happens. People don't like when they can't get free access anymore. Or if we've always people pleased or given and self-sacrificed, people don't like them when we're like, hey, you know, I'm actually spending today on my own, or I really need to top up my energy, or I can't hold space for you right now, I'm really like discombobulated in my own energy. If people start getting a bit, I don't like this, then we need to like reevaluate that connection then, you know. And I feel like some people are going to be very respectful of the fact that you're putting in deeper boundaries. Other people may not. For some of you guys that is, but I feel like there's a lot of moving around, and there's just your third eye, it's like you're seeing things deeper, you know. Whereas before you didn't mind putting all the effort in, now that it's time to maybe be in the energy of receiving, they're not liking it, and maybe you're seeing something, or you're just seeing a connection truly for what it is. Because I keep being shown the Eight of Cups, like emotional disappointment and walking away like, this isn't for me, this isn't actually giving me any of my needs. I feel like you're getting more aware, more accustomed to your own needs, maybe putting them forward, and then, you know, it's like, well, this doesn't really match my needs at all. I don't really think I was in this as a connection. I think this was more me helping you out, sort of thing, which happens to most like empaths and light workers. But I feel like you're looking around at like, okay, who wants to be around me and who needs me? You know what I mean? And how can we, you know, put boundaries in there and really make some changes that some of you guys may be going through your personal year number 2 in numerology. You're learning more about your connections with people and seeing deeper into that. And again, 2 is ruled by the moon, so that makes a lot of sense. I just dropped a card on the floor, 2 seconds. Let's go deeper. I want to get deeper into this. Pile number 2, please, Spirit Guides. Pile number 2. What do we have here? Yeah, we have Temperance, moderation. You're being called to pour your energy back into you before you get burned out. And I feel like there has been a level of shadow work for you guys to really start seeing this for what it is. Maybe you've started a self-love journey, and started to really see the sacredness of your energy, and now you're seeing who's pulling what. I'm hearing Miley Cyrus, the song Slide Away, where she sings, move on when not still 16 or 17. I'm not who I used to be. You say that everything's changed. You're right, we're grown now, so won't you slide away back to the ocean, something like that the lyrics are. And I'm sharing that for whoever needs it, so it's Slide Away, Miley Cyrus. But yeah, right now I feel like the universe has a little bit of a plan for you. The fact that the universe is like, right, pour back into you, pour into yourself, look at and reevaluate your situation right now. Who is for you and who is not? Who do you need to put boundaries on? You know what I mean? What, and it doesn't even have to be people. Pile 2, it could be foods you're eating, content you're consuming, a job that's pulling on your energy like that. You know, I'm putting in boundaries there, or maybe calling out to the universe to help you manifest in a shift in regards to work or career there, where they could be pulling on you. There's a lot of like, okay, where can we implement change? It's like you've climbed your way to the top of the attic and you're looking down at the house now, like, oh, okay, that carpet needs to be pulled up, that bulb needs changing, it's flickering. You know what I mean? That person's being really loud. I don't think they should be in my house anymore. They can, you know, they're messing up the feng shui. You know what I mean? Like, let's get them out the house. I feel like that's what you're doing right now as per this ascension that's happening, but you are waking up to your own divinity. Very much so. And I think that people have benefited from you maybe not seeing your light and not seeing your sacredness, and I feel like now you're stepping into that. Naturally, a lot of people are going to just be giving you more respect and seeing you like that. But sometimes it does ruffle feathers, so I don't want to give that one, and that does tend to happen. It's happened with myself. It does tend to happen. I'm almost being told as well that as per this like transformation, it's funny because as well as you tapping into like the sacredness of your energy and seeing things deeper and expanding on your third eye, it does feel part of a self-love journey, because they're showing me the music video by Jennifer Lopez. It was called Pappy, and she bites this cookie, like this love cookie, but she bites off more than she was supposed to, and then all of a sudden all these men are like following her. I think it was New York they were like following her around and trying to give her flowers and everything, because this love spell had like had them all like in love with her. And the reason I'm being shown that is because it's like you're about to be seen with this implementing energy and pouring into you and realizing that sacredness. The universe is then conspiring as within so without to have people really see that in you. So it's like people are really going to start seeing you. Your career may expand. You may start to get noticed a lot more. Love interest, you may find a shift in regards to love, people wanting to give to you more, things like that. There's like a shift here happening where you're in that energy of receiving now because you're feeling worthy enough. And like I said, as within so without, I don't even think it's just a shift of people finally seeing you. I think it's you finally seeing yourself, because I'm being shown Encanto, the song All of You, and Mirabelle in Encanto, she was the only one without a gift, so to speak. So she people pleases her whole family, and she, you know, tries to make them proud because she feels inadequate because she doesn't have a gift. And at the end of the movie, she realizes she was the gift, and she was actually the glue that held the family together, and she finally sees herself. And that's the lyrics in All of You. It's like the magic is not, no, this miracle is not some magic that you've got. The miracle is you, not some gifts, just you. So it's like you're seeing yourself, which is allowing everybody to finally see you, which is really, really beautiful. And I feel like you're balancing that out, where you would just give. It's like, I know who I am, I know how I can help, I'm gonna give. Whereas it's now like you're balancing it. Yeah, with the Temperance card, you're balancing it out. And I think with the Green Aventurine being chosen, you know, that correlates to the heart chakra. You may be balancing out your heart chakra as well. Or you may have already been doing it. Pile number 2, please, Spirit Guides. Messages from the universe. Guidance from... Oh my god, your cards are jumping about. There's too many. Pile number 2. Message from... We have justice, understanding, and karmic balance. Yeah, look at that with the yin yang and everything. You're balancing out your energy, and with justice, that correlates to the 7th house. So, you know, partnerships, connections. I'm gonna add friendships in there because that's part of like connections with people, so I'm just gonna add that in. Has my camera moved? I moved these down. I feel like the camera's moved. Is that, you know, it's fine. Okay. Yeah, I just feel like you're really reevaluating now that you're seeing things from a deeper lens. You're really reevaluating your place in people's lives and who really wants me next to who really needs me, you know. Because especially if you do already do light work, and you do already do a sense of like healing work, counseling, therapy, anything where you're really giving a lot of yourself, when you come home behind closed doors, you don't want to still be on, you know what I mean? And still giving, because you are going to get burnt out, you know? So there's a reference of that, and you pulling back a little bit and having those boundaries up, you know? It reminds me of like, if I would like, you know, see my mom and we'd sit there and she'd put something on and it would be like a spiritual program, right? A connection to spirit program. And she'd be like, do you want to watch this? And I'm like, not really. And she's like, wow, you like this? And I'm like, yeah, but I do that for my work. And even at home, I'm constantly in a state of downloading. So it's like when I'm chilling and relaxing, I want to watch The Hangover. I want to watch like, you know, kid movies or like things that just are more human, you know, because it's like when you work at, let's just say, McDonald's, and you're there every day, you don't want a cheeseburger for dinner then, you know what I mean? The smell of it's going to be too much. So it's like, that's what I'm being told. It's like you're putting in those boundaries, because it's like when I'm with my friends or with my family, yes, you're there for them, but like We need to have boundaries, because I can't be on giving readings all the time, or, you know, counseling you through your, you know, situations all the time if I need, you know, time to top myself up. We have fortitude at the back of the deck, vitality and courage. You're really stepping into who you are. We have the lions on the card as well, like really realizing who you are and finding your voice as well. You know, maybe in the past you were hard. I can't put, you know, these boundaries in with people. I can't tell people, no, I can't do that, because if I do, then maybe I'm not a nice person, or maybe, you know, I'm disappointing people. It was almost like you were looking to give and heal, and it was like it was never enough, sort of thing. But I just feel like you're learning that your energy is sacred. And not only that, but you just looking in the mirror and knowing who you are. I keep hearing, you can't tell me who I am. You can't tell me who I am. I read something the other day, and it was like, when you have a fear of being seen as the bad person, you're the most easiest to control, because anytime someone will put you in that energy of being the bad person, you're always wanting to prove them wrong. You know, I am a good person, I am a good person. But when you move about and you know your intentions and you know who you are, no matter what people chuck at you, it's like, well, I know my intentions. I know who I am, and I didn't mean it in that way, so I'm sorry I triggered you, but that's just me. And I feel like you're learning that as well. You're learning to just, like, not always be, you know, the good girl, the good boy, you know, the good person. It's like, I'm doing me, you know what I mean? I've got to have my wants, my own needs. And if you think I'm a bad person because I can't listen to you for an hour because I'm going through things and I need to, like, cleanse myself, then if I'm a bad person, I'm a bad person. My intentions are pure, but, you know, I've got to look after me, otherwise I can't be anything for you. So, you know, there it is. So there's something about that coming through as well. I'm being told that you guys are having very vivid dreams right now. I feel like you are, as well as in the 3D, I feel like in the higher realms, in the astral realms, when you were sleeping, I feel like you are releasing karmic wounds. And because your third eye is really, you know, open, I feel like you're almost remembering a lot of it. So I feel like a lot of fears of maybe abandonment wounds, or people projecting onto you, or you letting people down, you may be having a lot of dreams of that nature, just because it's like, and I said this in my one of my dreams, trying to tell me pick a card, when we are dreaming, sometimes our soul will act out a lesson that will trigger ourselves on a level in the astral realms, but it's enough to trigger emotions to have us heal in our waking life, but it's not permanent that it's happening in the physical world where it's creating so much distress. It's causing enough to trigger a wound to allow it to release in the waking world, that you'll remember and be a little bit shaken up by the dream, instead of it just physically happening in the physical reality. So I feel like something like that's happening for you in regards to your dreams right now. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. We have take risk. I'm going to lay these cards and then I'll channel for you guys. We have take risk. Pile number... Oh, God. Run away from me. We have withdraw. Right now is about you. That's a really strong message. Right now is about you. Nurturing you, giving to you, solitude, building yourself up. We have ask body as well. And the back of the deck, we have, hang on. The back of the deck, we have the outlaw. Okay. I feel like the universe is almost conspiring around you right now because they want you to be in a leadership position. And I feel like you may, it's almost like, how do I explain it? You have such a bright light and you do have this leadership energy within you, but sometimes you don't see it. I feel like people may have put you down to the point that you didn't see it. I feel like people may have belittled your own needs and wants to the point that you almost neglected them yourself, because it was like, oh, well, maybe I'm being too much asking for this, or putting my opinion on this. And I'm being told, like, you're stepping into this energy of I said what I said, because you're stepping into a leadership sort of energy. If you don't work for yourself, or you see you working for yourself, or being quite high up in a position where you're able to like command, because you have a very like pure heart, and in this reality right now, everything's like rise and grind. People make bad moves to try and get to the top and really put people down, and I feel like you have this purity around you, where the universe is like, right, this person needs to be here, this person needs to be, you know, in control of this, or this person needs to be dancing to the beat of their own drum, making these decisions based off of, it's like the universe is passing on this information, intuitive messages, and it's almost like you may not even you may almost like put them on the back burner, like, oh, I don't know if I'm good enough for this, or I don't think I should say this, or I don't think I should really put these boundaries in with this person, because, you know, what if they like react in this sort of way? And the universe is almost putting you in positions where you'll have to put your boundaries in, or have to be in like, I said what I said mentality, to really see the power that you have. Because even in regards to like tarot readings and stuff like that, sometimes you can do a reading and people will be like, that didn't resonate, I didn't like that. But you know how many times, and it doesn't just happen for me, I've seen it happen for a lot of other readers, where people will come back later down the line and be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, you actually were right, like I didn't see it at the time, but you were genuinely right. Like I feel like you have these very unique ways of looking at life. You see things that other people don't see, but the problem is that with that is you may be one of the first people to see it, so other people might not get it. And the universe is putting you in a position where you just pass that through, and even if it sounds crazy to people, it's like, don't worry, they'll see it later on, and then in a year's time they're like, oh, I get it now, but you were one wave ahead. And I feel like that's the type of person you are, so the universe is almost waking you up to that, because we have take risk here and ask body. So it's almost like your body's telling you the truth of a situation, or what to say, or a message coming through, you know, in a very celestial like way, and it's like, oh, I don't know, that sounds a bit out there. And it's almost like you may gaslight yourself, because that's what other people may have done to you. And I'm being told that's shattering for you guys as you're waking up to who you are. And withdraw, I'm being told that while this is happening, you're being called into maybe isolation, or being very careful with who is around you right now, so they can't pull on your energy, because it's very needed for yourself right now. That's something that's happening for you guys. A very big expansion in regards to your own inner power. So you may be going through an expansion in your solar plexus too. But I do feel like your third eye is proper like on steroids right now, to the point that I can't even... It's like I'm not seeing the solar plexus part of it, because the third eye is like, we need to see all of this first. We need to awaken to all of this first. So it's coming through really strongly on the forefront. Pile number 1, please, Spirit Guides. And I feel like you're one of those people as well, where it's like, you don't need to boast about who you are. It's like the lion doesn't need to tell anybody it's a lion, because it already is a lion. You know what I mean? Whereas if there was a bear in a lion suit walking around, they'd kind of feel compelled to be like, I'm a lion. I'm a lion. It's like, no, you're a bear. You know what I mean? That's a suit. But like, there's an energy like that about you. I know that's a weird way to put it out there, but you're one of those people where your work, your divine messages, your energy in general, who you are, speaks for itself. You don't need to say, I'm the best counselor in the game, or I'm the best this in the game. It's like, I'm really good at this, I've mastered this. It's like your work speaks for itself. Not that anyone's above or below anyone, but you're very talented, and I feel like you may downplay that or feel a bit triggered to really say that out loud. Like, I'm really talented at what I do. My energy is really sacred. You may feel like a little bit wobbly there, but I'm being told that in regards to like shadow work and releasing with the Magician card here, it's like the universe is making sure that that's cleared out. So you may be in situations that may be a little bit triggering right now as you see the truth of them. But I feel like that's going to transpire out and release out in time, so you can really stand in it and be like, yeah, raw, you know, lion, raw. Instead of like, I'm a lion. I know that's like a really weird way of putting it through, but that was how it came in, so we must honor that. We have Nashira, Capricornus. Overcome your concerns by embracing change. In the midst of confusion, one can also find purpose. Love that. Okay, what's the next one? And then I'll channel them. We have Aldebaran, the Pleiades. Life is a magical experience. Become the muse of your own verses. I just feel like you're super creative, artistic. You have a lot to say that needs to be heard. And I feel like you've been put down in regards to saying it. Or you may have people seeing it, but then pulling on it and not respecting it. And there's this energy of like, you're going to respect me today. Like, there's this feeling of that. And like, you're going to hear me. You know what I mean? You're going to see me. I'm not going to try and make you hear me or see me. I'm just going to put it out. You know what I mean? The right ones will come in. There's a feeling of that. Like, you will respect me. Not because I'm telling you to, but because I'm putting a lot of energy into this. And I'm going to put these boundaries up so you will know how sacred my energy is, that you can just pull in it. Because when there's an absence of it, then you're really going to see how much I was really doing or how much I was really giving. So there's something about that coming through. Overcome your concerns by embracing change. In the midst of confusion, one can also find purpose. You're at a point of, I would say, finding yourself, but it's more of a remembrance of your sacredness and who you are. More than finding yourself. To find yourself, it's like you're lost. And I don't even think you're lost. It's more so standing in it and remembering who you are, you know. I don't even feel like you're soul searching. I feel like you're remembering and peeling off conditioning and karma, you know, projections of people, all of that. I feel like you're going through that kind of like impasse initiation sort of thing. Become the muse of your own verses. Yeah, I feel like you're one of those people as well where you don't need to look up to anyone for inspiration. You find it within. I just feel like you're one of those people. And I love that for you guys. We have Pegasus at the back of the deck. You have outgrown your own skin. Now it is time to utilize your wings. I feel like you're like, you were the baby bird and now you're growing your feathers and jumping out of the nest. Like, it's my turn. You know what I mean? It's my turn to make big moves. It's my turn. That's what's coming through for you guys. Yeah, so you're waking up to really seeing who you are. I feel like your intuition is waking you up to things that may not be in your favor around you or where people may be taken from you. And I feel like that's having you confront things that may be triggering you right now, but it's part of a journey of honoring yourself and learning who you are. So you can put boundaries in with those people, make those necessary shifts to not only see yourself and the sacredness that you are, for that then to shine out and other people can like follow suit and really respect you. You know what I mean? In the way that you are. And it's not that people don't respect you now. It's just that I feel like sometimes with light workers and empaths, where there's a lot of light and there's a lot of giving, people learn to expect it. And they may get triggered when you pull it away. And I feel like you're learning to be like, this isn't a free-for-all. This is my energy. I'm not here for the taking. Thank you very much. And that's what you're learning. And that's the journey that you're on right now. Pile number 2. And learning how to just like, you know, if you have a project you're wanting to drop, a side hustle you're wanting to start on, I feel like this is happening for the universe to like put that at the forefront of your life. And take you on that journey to really allow that to expand, if that makes sense, and be the best version of you to allow that to expand. So your prayers are definitely being answered is a message from spirit here. Yeah, so pile 2, that is what I have for you guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if you did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey pile 3, welcome to your reading. So we are taking a look at what messages and guidance the universe has for you right now. You guys chose the amber crystal. I'm going to start with tarot and then we're going to move on to our oracle cards. So let's get straight in. Spirit guides, can you tap me into the collective of my pile number 3 right now? Tap me into the collective of my pile number 3s right now. Straight away, they are referencing food, and to be wary of foods that you're eating right now. If you know that there's a certain food that may make you flare, be careful not to be eating that right now. It's reminding me of like with my hormone imbalance, I've had to cut chocolate completely out of my life because of the sugar in it. I can't deal with chocolate anymore. So I have to avoid that, otherwise I will flare up. So there's like a reference of a food that may cause some of you guys to flare up, or a food that you know causes like brain fog, or makes you feel really low. There's like a reference of that coming through. I keep hearing like eating to connect, you know what I mean? Foods that you know make you feel good, having some more of that. That's something that's coming through. I don't know why I'm hearing cheese for someone, but that's come through. So pile number 3, please, spirit guides. Pile number 3. Pile number 3, please, spirit guides. What message does the universe have for my pile 3s right now? So we have the Knight of Swords. Pile number 3, please, spirit guides. Pile number 3. What message does the universe have? We have the 5 of Cups. Okay. I keep being shown a compass, and then I'm being told that you're going through a period maybe of realignment, or you're stepping into a period of realignment. I'll get into what that means in a second. Let me just get one more card for you guys. Pile 3, a message from the universe, the High Priestess. There's something that you may have been settling for, and I feel like it's more so your higher self, like, no, we want bigger, we want more, we deserve more, we're not settling for this. We'll get into it now. We have the 2 of Cups at the back of the deck. Could be a connection with the 2 of Cups being at the back of the deck. We'll see how it correlates now. Put that there. Okay, pile number 3, please, spirit guides. Pile number 3. Straight away, I'm being told that you may be feeling very discombobulated right now. I feel like you guys may be, it's almost like I'm on my phone a lot. I'm taking in a lot of information, or a lot of people are needing me. I'm working right now. So my mind's almost on autopilot, and I'm not aware fully of what's going on in my physical reality, right? And I'm being shown somebody with a phone in their hand, super focused on, you know, everything. It's like these energy ties are pulling me into this phone. Texts are coming through, Instagram posts, whatever, and it's like I'm seeing it all, I'm taking on all the energy. And I know I'm feeling a bit, you know, flustered, and there's a lot going on in my energy. So I run into a forest. This is like a scene spirit showing me. I run into a forest, and my phone's bleeping, and I grab my phone and I chuck it into a lake. I don't want to deal with it. So it's like I chuck it into a lake. I don't want my phone around me right now. And then all of a sudden the signal from all of those energies to you gets cut. So there's no longer a tie anymore. It's just turned off in the water going down a lake, and you are no longer connected to your phone. But instead, it's like Wi-Fi, you're connecting to the trees, right? And then you're running into the middle of a forest, and you're running through, and you've got bare feet on the floor, and you're taking in, you know, the electrons and the energy from Earth, and it's grounding you, and you're starting to feel a little bit grounded. And then it starts to rain, and you're like, oh my God, and it starts to rain, and you're conscious that it's raining, so you're annoyed that it's raining. But then as it's raining, fears, worries, doubts, I should be doing this, I should be doing that, what does this person think of me? All of these thoughts start coming up for you to process, and you're sitting there and you're feeling angry, you're feeling frustrated, you're feeling low, and they're coming up to I feel like I'm doing a meditation. They're coming up for you to process, and you're just allowing them to come out. You're screaming into the forest, and they're coming out, and then all of a sudden the rain stops. And literally just like magic, all of these feelings, they've now come out. And some of them weren't even yours, they were other people's you've taken on. They're now draining away with the water. The wind comes and picks up, and the wind just kind of blows through you and brings you this refreshing energy. And all of a sudden you realize your connection to Mother Gaia. You feel grounded with Mother Gaia, and you realize that you didn't need to connect back in. You already were Mother Gaia. You didn't need to connect back into spirit. You already were spirit. You just forgot. You know what I mean? And now that you're in that energy of receiving and interconnectedness, you're able to see things from a higher point of view, you know? And you sit there for a minute and you deal with where you're at. You allow yourself to rest, eat some berries, whatever you need to do. And once you feel chilled again, you get back up, your phone is passed back to you. It's been flushed, you know, certain apps are gone, you know what I mean? You know, certain people on your, you know, phone is gone. It's not so much noise, and you're able to slowly filter through it and the people that are texting and look at it with a high perspective, like, I can't be what you need me to be right now. I need time to myself. The answer to, do I want to do this or that right now, is no. I don't need to be comparing myself to this person and that person. Maybe it would be beneficial right now to maybe remove, you know, that page that I'm following right now that may be making me feel a little bit insecure, like I should be ahead when I'm fine where I'm at right now. And there's a feeling of you filtering through that, so that when you come back out of the forest, you have your phone in your hand again, but everything's flushed, and you're able to make more conscious decisions instead of feeling like a jellyfish underwater and it's just pushing you here, there and everywhere. So that's what I'm being shown before even getting into the cards straight away. But I think it very much explains these cards. I mean, we have the Knight of Swords. I feel like you guys may feel like you're rushing to complete something, rushing to make somebody else happy, rushing to, and it could even be your own ideology of like, I'm only successful if I reach this specific amount of money, so I have to keep pushing myself. I'm only going to be successful if I get this content out, or if I work this many hours in my job and make this amount of money. I'm only going to be successful if I have X, Y, and Z. But you're creating a limitation that you're feeling like you have to reach. Whereas if you remove that limitation and tailored it a little bit and allowed yourself to flow a little bit more, you'd be in more of a balance, and you'd be able to slowly and surely reach your target, instead of almost feeling like you're rushing and never really reaching it, or rushing it, grabbing it, and then run into something else. Because I feel like with the Five of Cups, I'm being told that you guys are feeling very burnt out, or feeling like I should be here, I should be in a connection right now, I shouldn't be thinking of this person from my past right now, I shouldn't be doing this. But it's like the universe is asking you to tap back into your inner compass. If you can turn your phone off for a day, do that. You know, sit in the water, get into nature, and just really flow and allow all of these feelings and emotions, if they're heavy, to come out first and foremost. But once they've passed through, really sit and really just be present. And you'll probably, especially meditating, I feel like meditating for you guys would be really beneficial. I'm being told some of you guys may have been skipping on meditation, which is fine, we forget to sometimes, but Spirit's saying it will really help you. I'm almost being shown someone with so many tabs open in their brain. It's like, I've got to do this, I've got to be there for this person, this person, this person. And there's like a rearrangement that Spirit's asking you to do, which you can only do when you call yourself back, you know, and really listen. I feel like you've been wanting answers to Spirit, like from Spirit and the universe right now, but I feel like you've been so busy, you've almost been, I wouldn't say missing them, but you haven't been aware that they've been there, because you've been super focused of things in your physical reality. And Spirit's really calling you. I'm shocked the Four of Swords didn't come out. Spirit's really calling you to like rest up, and not just rest up, but be in an element of mindfulness. That's a really strong message right now. You may be thinking there could be a connection that's on the rocks right now, and you may be fixating over it. And Spirit's almost calling you to pull your energy back from something that you can't control right now, and pour it back into yourself and recenter in yourself. Because Spirit's saying there's already a realignment going on. But maybe you're not conscious of it yet, so you may find that things may be falling through, or things aren't going the way that you want them to. You may be wanting to get something sorted with work, or getting things sorted, or seeing friends, and then it's falling through. But I'm being told it's happening for you to recenter yourself, come back to the drawing board, so you can build up in a way that is going to be more beneficial for you and have you more in your energy, instead of feeling like the world is happening to you, not you are creating your reality. So there's a realignment happening, and I feel like you're either going through a breakdown to breakthrough, or that's going to happen, where you're going to be able to see things from a higher perspective. And look at the black and the white here. There's a balance coming in, where you're able then to put in better boundaries and move with more of a purpose, and not feel like you're getting pulled in 100 different directions with a bunch of different people. I feel like you're going to be setting boundaries, and yeah, things may start moving a little bit slower, but it's so that you can be more conscious and move more consciously. I feel like right now it's like you may feel very discombobulated, to the point that even your career or things that you love, you're not even loving them anymore, because your energy's feeling very up in the air. And Spirit's saying what goes up must come down. You're being called to root yourself like a tree. It can only reach high heights if it's rooted really, really deep. And Spirit's calling you to your roots right now to really flush the system and come back to yourself and really root yourself. It could be a career. You're pushing yourself in regards to your career to the point that it's like, I'm hearing Everything I Wanted by Billie Eilish, and she sings, everybody wants something from me now and I don't want to let them down, you know? And that's something that's coming through. Let me grab your card. Cards are falling on the floor today. A lot. We have the Priestess, Illumination and Knowledge. So I love how that's come out, and we literally have the High Priestess there as well. It's like you're feeling disconnected, and Spirit's telling me to remind you, like, you're not disconnected. You're in... It's like the current's going one way and you're trying to push the other way instead of flowing with it right now. When you start to flow again and hold its hand, that's when you'll start to feel in alignment. But to do that, you have to let go of everything that you're holding on to right now in a tight lock, because there's stuff that needs to like transmute, you know what I mean? And there's time apart from certain energies to reevaluate your approach to them as well. I feel like that's something that's happening. You're in a reevaluation period right now. Because when we feel stuck, it's not that we're stuck. It's just a friction that is caused by going against the laws of like gravity, let's say. We have Ace of Rings, recognition and success. Yeah, I feel like you have an idea of where you want to go, and the universe and your spirit guides are like, yeah, this is where you're headed. But the way you're going about it right now, like you're not realizing your tires are going flat. You know, your little gas light is coming up. You know, you need to fill that up. You know, there's things that need to be done. Let's clean the car out, you know, so you're ready for the newness. And I feel like, so Spirit's then starting to like slow you down, and then you're like, no, we need to keep going. It's like you're riding the car till the wheels fall off, and Spirit's like, this isn't a punishment. We don't want the wheels to fall off, so we need to stop, and you know, we need to get rid of some of the clutter in the car, and we need to wipe the windscreen, you know what I mean? Because up ahead there may be like, you know, snow or whatever. We need to make sure we can see, and there's all this going on. It's like, you know, it's like your little air freshener in the car, it's like ran out, it doesn't smell nice anymore, we need to get a new one, like let's do this, you know what I mean? And you're like, no, we need to keep going, and then it's causing friction, and I feel like the universe then is like creating like a traffic jam or like things like that to like slow you down, and you're like, what's going on? And Spirit's like, yeah, so pull over and let's clean, and you're like, no. So it feels like that. And Spirit's letting you know that you're just in a reevaluation stage, so that things are where they need to be when you step into this success that you're wanting, or this paradigm that you're wanting, you know? Yeah, that's something that's coming through. The back of the deck, we have compassion and happiness, 3 of Cups. Flow. The water here as well, it's like flow. When we look at the number 3 as well, it's ruled by Jupiter. That's like expansion. And I feel like there's a lot of vitality and newness that's coming up ahead. But it's like, Spirit's like, you need to realign yourself so you can really see it and take those opportunities. Because it could happen that there's 3, let's say, job opportunities that come in. But if you're not in the right mind frame, you may pick one that doesn't bring you to your emotional fulfillment, then another one could. So it's like we need to reconnect with ourselves to make sure we're seeing ourselves with the Priestess here and the High Priestess. We're seeing life and we're seeing these situations from a high perspective, so that we can pick one that's a lot better than just being in this Knight of Swords. Yes, we'll take it. Yes, we'll take it. And we also want to be rested up before we take it, so we can really apply ourselves instead of feeling burnt out. So there's a strong reevaluation period going on. You may have been drawn to pile 1. There are noticeable differences, but you may have been drawn to pile 1 as well. Oh God, your cards just are literally jumping out of the deck, running away from me, making me work for them. What do we have here? Am I using them? No. Okay. Let's put them down. Sorry if your reading was a bit noisy, but the cards are just like, let's play run and chase. Okay, pile number 3. Pile number 3. Message from the universe for my pile number 3s. Oh yeah, we have death. I feel like the universe is bringing shifts into your life to make, you know, where you're headed a lot easier or bring more fulfillment. But you may be looking at these shifts like they're negative or they're pulling you away from the purpose, when in actuality they're creating a detour which is going to make it a lot easier and allow it to flow more. It's reminding me, right, I had a dream the other day and Spirit showed me Uranus, the symbol of Uranus, and it said change, and it was on my phone and it was a phone call, right? So it was like Spirit letting me know change is afoot, you know. And Spirit showed me on like monkey swings, like holding onto one branch and letting go of wanting to grab the other. And this phone's ringing and it's Uranus, like sudden shifts and stuff, and then it's like change. And my energy at the time, I was like in REM state, and I guess, you know, my energy didn't want that, and I clicked decline. I was like, not now. Not now. And it kept ringing and I kept clicking decline, like not now, not now. And Spirit's showing me that in a way for you guys, like you may be feeling the same way, like we're not filling up the tank yet. We need to keep going. We can't stop for snacks. You know, we're just gonna have to keep going lightheaded. Like, it's like, no, but Spirit's like, this change is needed and it's actually an answer to your prayers. Allow it to, you know, allow it to come in. Allow these detours to take that place. What do we have here? We have take risk, yeah. And one more card. Pile 3, please, Spirit Guides. Message from the universe for my pile 3s. What do we have? The pillar. Okay. Looks like a threshold that you're stepping over. Okay. We have the pillar as well. Let's take a look at your back of the deck before we channel. Do you see how the cards just keep going messy? It's like this, everything's moving like fast. It's like, oh my god, I can't. I'm trying to keep everything in order. I'm trying to make it smooth and it's just not happening. Back of the deck, we have Dare to Dream. Interesting. Okay. Dare to Dream. Pillar. Take risk. Death. Okay. Yeah, I feel like among you guys just probably feeling right now, why is it all wonky? Among you guys just probably feeling right now like everything's moving super fast. I feel like there's this discombobulated energy. Spirit's calling you right now in this evaluation period to let go of these strings and ties that are to everybody else and maybe comparisons to other people. Bring yourself back, because I feel like that naturally is going to allow you to see things from a higher perspective. That is when you are going to allow the surrender to take place and flow with the changes. Whereas if you are still in that energy of friction and seeing this 5 of Cups as a negative, I feel like you'll be creating a friction that is stopping you from walking through a threshold and taking a risk that is really going to pay off. But you may be looking at it like, that's too much of a risk, it's not going to pay off, or that's not what I wanted. I don't know if I should walk through this door. The door I had in mind is red, that's a blue door. I don't want to walk through the blue door. Whereas Spirit's like, but this door is going to bring you more abundance and it's actually the answer that you wanted. You know what I mean? It's almost like a fight between the ego and Spirit, and I feel like Spirit's calling you to like reconnect with that side of yourself so you can really see, because I feel like you're going somewhere where you've been manifesting or wanting to go, but the path, the next path that you're stepping down, it may be a little bit different, but it's going to bring in that abundance. You just might not see it, especially with all that other energy on top of you too. That's something that's coming through, because with the 5 of Cups, if you actually look at this card, he's looking at these 3 cups and crying because they've spilt. But little does he see, let me just sort that out, guys. little does he see that these 2 cups are still up for him. These 2 cups are still waiting for him, but he's crying over these 3 cups when these cups could have more tastier wine in it and be more fulfilling for him. But he doesn't see that in that moment because he's so focused on that loss, whereas there is this newness coming in. And you can apply that to work, career, love, whatever the case, whatever resonates for you. But that's a really strong message. You're being called to see things from a higher perspective, so you can really be aware when it comes in for you guys. So let's pull your final cards. Yeah, I feel like there's a crossroad up ahead. That's why Spirit's calling you to reconnect. Cut out anything that is making noise for you right now. And if things are slowing down, listen to why they're slowing down. Because there's a reason for it. You may not see it right now, but the more you listen to your intuition, you'll surrender and have that inner understanding. Pile 3, please, Spirit Guides. Pile 3, please, Spirit Guides. Message from my pile 3s. Realization and desires. If abundance is what you seek, your ambition must stream like a waterfall. What was I saying about you guys not going against the current? If abundance is what you seek, your ambition must stream like a waterfall. Go with the flow. Not create resistance. Interesting. Love that. Because it's like a fish trying to push against the current. It's not going to work for the fish. They're just going to get tired out, and in the end they'll fall down. But if the fish went with the current, that fish may find out that it's taking it where it needs to go, and it doesn't even have to do as much as the struggling because the current's just taking it there. And the universe is always working with those cycles with us. We've just got to learn when to hop the ride of that current that's happening with the universe and allow it to take us there. It's the same as within, so without, the same in the ocean and physically. The way they'll hop a ride with the current and move down, it's like energetically we can do that too. You know what I mean? With the energies that the universe is, you know, it's always in a state of motion. When the universe is ushering that energy of rest, there's a reason for it. And if we hop on that and we surrender and we allow ourselves to rest, the universe then will take us where we need to go, and then we can, you know, move again. Because as well as the universe having their own cycles, we have our own cycles that correlate with the universe too. And when we feel out of alignment, it's because we're fighting against them. And what has us fight against them? Our ego, you know? Not that our ego is a bad thing. We need our ego, but sometimes we need to know when to, like, let the ego, you know, rest a little bit. Or the worries that our ego has set up, it's sometimes at times like defy logic a little bit and, you know, jump into the unknown. And I feel like you guys have a very balanced ego in that sense. This is more like a reminder for you guys, or an explanation of what may be happening for you, rather than me just saying do this and not that. I feel like you are aware. I think the reason you were guided to this reading was more so I needed it explained to me in words, so my own ego and my own brain can hear it and be like, oh, okay, still scary, but you know, we'll do it. I feel like this is what this reading may be more of a message for. That's what Spirit's telling me anyway. Pile 3. Message from the universe. Balance and wealth. Witness your desires blossom and expand when you simply ask for what your soul demands. Yeah, I feel like your ego may be like, okay, we're comfortable here, we're good here, let's settle here. Or yeah, I feel like your ego's almost like, we're comfortable here, we're settled here, this is where we're at, this is what I want it to look like, this is the only way it can be beneficial for me, so it needs to stay this way. And then your higher self is like, but there's like an even bigger castle with better food, better people there that are more beneficial to you, and better, you'll just have a better life overall. Your manifestations will be there tenfold there, and this pathway is going to be, you know, a bit more smoother for you. Let's go there. And you're like, no, but I wanted the blue castle. And it's like, yeah, but the green castle has everything. It has a garden, it has everything. And you're like, yeah, but the blue castle though, you know what I mean? I don't want to let go of the blue castle. And it's like, but I'm promising you there's a green castle with more. And you're like, no, I want to hold on to the blue castle. So it's like, your soul knows the green castle's there. Your ego's like, but the blue castle, I have to hold on. What if there's not another one? And it's an essence of like balancing that and stepping into the unknown. But really reconnect into your inner state before doing it, so you can surrender to it and make more like choices that are more in alignment. The back of the deck, we have liberation and recovery. When your heart seeks liberty and your mind asks for mercy, free your spirit from mundane duties. Interesting. Liberation and recovery. I feel like there's something that you asked for or you've been trying to align with, and the universe is like conspiring, but when things are happening that may not be comfortable for you while that's happening, you may be having a hard time really seeing how that transformation can take place. And that's why you're in a reevaluation period, so you can come back to the drawing board with a higher perspective and be like, okay, let's surrender, you know, let's be more wary of our choices here. What, you know, who are we around right now? So when these decisions come in and these pathways come in, you know exactly what path to take, because you're more in tune, and that's what's happening for you right now. So pile 3, that's what I have for you. I really hope this resonated for you, and I really hope that this answered anything you needed answering in this reading. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if it did. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are watching, and hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching.